Hello, 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 hello. Ha ha. Can't shut me down. Yeah, we're switched over to live chat too. Hopefully everybody else figures that shit out. God damn it. I don't know what happened. I guess OBS crashed. Completely just like all of a sudden, it was like I'm watching it and it said I was offline. I'm like, why am I offline? Have fun. Making fun of the. God damn it, Steve. They can lurk all they fucking want. Is my sound back? Am I good? Yeah, I think as long as I see the brush moving on screen right now, which the delay, yep, I'm good. Good lord, there's a good minute delay from what I say to what is going on in the chat. That's fucking crazy. That's disturbing to me. Yeah, please hit that fucking like again. I'm sorry, guys. We're after midnight, therefore it's Friday, so Friday night fuckery has kicked in. Son of a bitch. Chat was going good. Everybody's having fun. 17, 18 people watching. Everybody's laughing and joking around. Now, it's like that time I was at that party and decided to, like in the middle of the party, just whip out my dick and stick it right in the mashed potatoes. It was just like that. Like I got no fucking chat going up the side of the screen. Like what is even going on here? There we go. That's fixed. No, if we had used a bad word and they ripped my stream down, Beans, then flat out, I wouldn't be able to go live again. It would have blocked me. And at first, that's what I was afraid. I was like, oh shit, what were we talking about? And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, we weren't even a little bad. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was, Steve. You started talking about some Alex Jones shit there and they came and they put a finger right in the ass of the stream. Yeah, I pulled the Tim Pool. Go to my members only, where you have to pay $25,000 to view it. Right? What's up, Six? Good to see you, man. God damn it, we lost like 10 people, guys, in that shit. Like coming real soon. Like honestly, should have been 2 days ago. Right? So check this shit out. So the side of the house that I'm streaming from and painting in and everything else is not wired. So everything's on wireless right now. I get lag pings, I get, interruptions like we just had, stuff like that. Sometimes it can recover, sometimes it can't. Sometimes the lags for like a second or two, other times it just takes a shit, right? I ordered a networking switch, a 15-foot patch cable, six of the 10 footers, a wall plug, and then a 120-foot cable so that I can run up the wall, around the house, and down into my router. So I hardwire all this shit so I will never have a crash unless the internet goes completely the fuck out because I'm on gigabit fiber optic that's buried in the ground. Yeah, I was supposed to get that shit. Yeah, time to figure out call ins. Maybe after I get shit wired, like when I'm hardwired, because then we won't have this like crash out bullshit, right? Um, yeah, everybody make sure you smash the like button on this bullshit too, right? Um, but basically, I'd be hardwired at that point. So Amazon sent that shit off, was supposed to be here on Monday. And I said to my wife, I was like, I know you ordered it. What time's it supposed to arrive? I don't want to miss UPS or USPS, whoever's bringing it. She looks, the fucking package left wherever the packing facility was for Amazon, got to the first station, and was like, package cannot be delivered in current form. In other words, whatever was in the box got smashed, whatever. They shipped it back to Amazon. I have to wait 5 days, get a refund, and then reorder everything. What hubby comment? What did I miss? What are you talking? What are you on about, Beans? Yeah, it's a nice way of saying you guys have fucked my package up beyond all recognition. The thing is, it was all cabling and one electronic piece. So the only thing I can think is, because I get my resin shipped and my resin shows up perfect every damn time, right? But if they had a bottle of resin on there and it broke, it would have spilled over everything and ruined it. I don't know. But yeah, they fucked my package. Dude, that really, really sucks too. Cause we had like 17, 18 people watching and everybody having a good fucking time and joking. Like I even saw a comment that said that somebody was going to lap dance every midget in the room. And yeah, that sucked. We had a shit ton of views too. Pissed me off to no goddamn end. I mean, the only thing I could say was I ain't fucking done yet. But yeah, at first I was like, damn, was it the commercial about the British meatballs? Is that what got me in trouble? But no, apparently it was just a random crash out. Get a phone number. There is probably a way that I could link Discord in. The only problem is you'd have to do it where it's private or whatever. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was the 69s or 69s and 86s. Maybe that's what it was, Beans. But even then, they would have dinged me for something else. Plus, what's funny is, and I can't remember who figured this one out. I used to watch somebody who live stream, and they were like, after a certain time limit, YouTube basically doesn't give a shit what you say. Like I think it's like 3 hours. Like if you stream for more than 3 hours, you can say whatever, and they don't even pay attention. Like they're just like, all right, whatever, because you've got people watching you for 3 hours. I don't know how true or false that is, but actually, I think it might have been, oh God, what's his name? Nick Ricada. Yeah, nobody mentioned wood chippers at all this time either. I've said much worse shit on other shows. Yeah, I know six is probably just chilling. Like I said, we went to 8. We lost like D. Um, did Forever make it back in? I don't think Forever made it back in either. Anunnaki isn't in right now for some reason. Like he got bumped too. That's why I tried to tell you guys in that chat before the stream was dead. Like I ain't done. So hopefully they're just not sitting on the dead link, like or the one that crashed. Like oh shit. Well I guess he's done for the night. Like no, Krang wasn't done yet. Get his teeth painted real quick. Get this gum line painted too, which I'm gonna have to look at a photo. See what his gum line looks like because I know it's not pink like the rest of them. Yeah, Duke. We lost Duke as well. Yeah, I don't know. Um Jesus, let me see. I gotta add image. Let's leave it as image. Let's take a look. I just downloaded. Wow, really? Pictures, screenshots. Let me take a look. See what I'm doing with this Krang here. Move him down here. Oop. So I can get a feel for what I'm going for with Krang. That's live action. Okay. And let's look at cartoon. God damn it. I'm so pissed though. Like I said, this shit wouldn't have happened if I was hardwired. Yeah. Yeah. Devin's like passed out with a half empty bucket of popcorn spilled on her lap. Don't threaten her with a good time. Definitely like, what the. Can't believe that shit happened. Get some of these patchiness. But what the hell were you saying about a hubby comment? It looks like the time I had testicular cancer. That's what it looks like. Actually, it's got too many teeth to look like me. Wait, what? What the fuck? What did I miss there? What was this comment? Somebody freestyle rapping and puking in toilets. Steve said some shit and like I missed it. I got to look at the big screen. No. What the? What the? What do we got? His eyes are like this weird fucking blue color. Like creepy as shit. And then I know I got to hit him with the pink or the purple veins. That'll be fun when I do that. Got some spaced out blue eyes though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got an old party video, but that one, I don't think I can ever show it. I don't think I can ever show it. I can show parts of it. I can't show the whole fucking thing. It would implicate way too many people. You guys, I think this probably looks. Let me see. Can you guys actually see the blue in the eye, or does it just look white? Because one eye is like all squinchy, like the other one's like normal, rounded out. Problem is, I don't have his mouth. I might have to give him like maybe like a blood red. Wait, what? Just make his eyes shit brown like mine, says Smurf. Hey, take it to the zoo. Retards like the zoo. Fucking. She's somebody streaming their cats and just like talking. What the fuck? What the hell kind of shit have you guys stumbled upon? What kind of weirdness have you fallen into? At least it isn't somebody like, sitting on a cake or something. I don't know if I should have gone with red here. Maybe a purple or something weird. Red kind of looks like he's like a vampiric brain for some reason. I still got to tighten up the pink on his lips too. Good shit, Sheree. Always count on the best mods on these internets. Dear Lord. Fucking. Fucking five cats. Well, you know what? If that's what the stream is, that's what the stream is. Like I said, at least it's not somebody who's like sitting and farting on the cake and then selling it online or something. I'm sure those streams exist too. The girl's probably making thousands of dollars. I mean, the one chick can sell her like gallons of her bath water, then you can kind of put anything up. I would use the red as a fundamental. I think I am going to go to a like lavender or something for that gum line. Just looks weirder. Actually, the Victorian violet sounds good. What do you mean baths are gross? Baths are not gross. You need a jacuzzi tub. That's your problem. I don't think you can chat there, can you? Not unless you chat on the after of it. It wouldn't be live chat because that stream shut down completely. Like it shut down so completely that I had to start a brand new one. All right, yeah, that I think that is pulling a lot better when I go to a purple. But the red undertones helping it. Trying not to drag the lip too much because it's going to be a pain in the ass to paint over it. Oh. Well, that all depends too, Beans. So the whole thing is you can leave, like, if I quit out of a stream and just walk away from the computer. All right. So whole thing is I think ABL might be using ABS or StreamYards. I don't know which, but if he's using OBS, I can end the stream on OBS, but YouTube itself will bring up the secondary box that says end stream or dismiss or cancel or dismiss, right? Because that means it's publishing the video. If you hit dismiss or cancel on that screen, it ends the stream. That's the only way you can bring up a secondary stream. So I had to end the stream. And that's why I'm saying, like, I at that point it kills your chat too. Like it ends the live chatting and goes to base chat. And doing veins is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't even know. Can you guys see? Yeah, I guess you can see that. We're painting him up. I'm whoring up his face. Yeah, once you leave it, you cannot go back. Wait, what do you mean? If I save the live automatically will just upload. Well, is uploading the whole time basically. Oh, damn it. Let's stop doing that with my hand. Might actually kill this. Change up the lighting so I can actually see. Come back here. I'm just trying to follow like the odd brain muscle here, the old pink gray matter, so to speak. Thing's nasty looking. Painting a road map on the side of this fucker's head. Yeah, I saw. Well, he got kicked. So Ben from Ben and Jerry's, um, if I remember correctly, with what happened, RFK went before Congress, and it was actually pretty fucked up too. One lady said one of the Democrats was like, I have a girl in my district or one of my constituents, and she's supposed to go on clinical trial for stage 4 cancer. And because you made a cut to NIH, then she's got to wait 4 weeks to go on this clinical trial, and she's what you call it? She's stage 4. So RFK Jr. was immediately like, I call my office immediately. I don't want anybody to go through that and everything else. I've done nothing that would, impact the clinical trial studies and all this stuff. I've not fired anybody. So I don't know what's happening. And Democrats like, you don't, and then Democrat said something like, no, that's not necessary or whatever. And Kennedy fired back on the congresswoman and was just like, you don't care about your constituent then because I'm trying to help her. You're just concerned about playing politics. Well, when they went to recess, Kennedy apparently called his office, and it turned out that the girl wasn't even set to go into a clinical trial. Like it was against the rules. Like she wasn't chosen for that clinical trial. So the congresswoman completely fucking made shit up. But in the interim, when he was being questioned, the Ben from Ben and Jerry's, if I remember correctly, he fucking like he yelled so loud something at Kennedy that everybody in the Congress or whatever jumped, and they threw him out. I didn't know he got arrested though. Yeah, that's true. Good call out there, Steve. Um, yeah, that's something else that I didn't mention yet that maybe we should talk about. Has anybody seen the new trailer for Superman? Did anybody see the new Superman trailer? I'm like 50-50 on it. I didn't think it was all that terrible. Wasn't Henry Cavill's Superman, but it was I'm like, that could be a popcorn flick. Like could be one of those like, it was all right. Definitely looks like a James Gunn film though. You like the shit because it looked different. It so that's the thing. It's the new 52 suit for Superman. Um Mr. Terrific looks decent in it. I saw Metamorpho in the background when they show like Superman in prison or whatever. Um it looks all right. Looks interesting. It's not like I said, it's definitely not Henry Cavill where it's like, damn, that looks like fucking Superman. Like just dude looks like Superman. But he actually didn't look terrible as Superman either. It wasn't like I wasn't taken back where it was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be some total dog shit. It was like, it could be fun to get a bucket of popcorn, sit down, watch the movie, laugh. But I think it'll just be okay. I think it'll just be middling, like at best. To be honest with you. It all depends if James Gunn shits the bed or not when it comes down to it. Henry Cavill as Ultraman would have been fucking epic. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Oh yeah, they were 100% like he fucking can't do that shit. You can go to any kind of congressional meeting you want and just watch the proceedings, but you can't fucking yell like that. Like he fucking flipped out. And it was like, "What are you doing, you fucking asshole?" Like especially with Robert RFK Jr. You know, shit, they shot his uncle and his dad. You really don't want to be making loud noises around that guy. That some shit's gonna happen. I think I might hit pink on that side again and go a little lighter with some of these lines. Like even though I'm trying to pinstripe them, they seem to be wanting to go bigger than they are. Like especially in here, it's a little sloppy. I'm not liking that vein. Yeah, I mean, it's that's one of those things you can't be like I didn't like the fact that some people were all respectful in the Capitol and got locked up on January 6th. I kind of understood. The ones that were acting out, I think they should have served at least a little bit of time because you can't go disrupting shit like that. Like, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, it's just bad form. Like, those are supposed to be official government proceedings, and regardless if people holding them are assholes or not, you shouldn't be disrupting them. Oh yeah, I'm definitely thinning out some of these lines. Well, I mean, yeah, you got to figure. What was it? Who was it? I keep wanting to say, was it Steve Scalise? Was he the guy who got shot at the at the baseball game? The Bernie Sanders fan shot him. Yeah, Rip Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, exactly. You saw it 2-6 then. Yeah, it's wasn't super impressed, but it's watchable. Um, I was telling Sheree earlier, I watched Final Destination Bloodlines, and it was okay. The one cool part because he passed away recently, and I don't even know the dude's name, but the guy, the one black dude who's in every one of the Final Destinations, he's always like an Undertaker or whatever. He was in this one. They gave him a send off. Like it was basically his swan song to the series too, and he passed away in real life. Thought his name was like Tony something for some reason, but he definitely looked like he had cancer or something like that. Like he was super thin, not didn't look like he was in very good health when he filmed it. Yeah, dude who played Candyman. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was in it. Um, like I said, he was good in it too. Like he had a cool little thing to do with it. And I knew exactly where they were going with it. When you see him, you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly who he's gonna be because the whole movie is it's called Bloodline for a reason, and it's a good concept. It's something that nobody else in the genre, like of all the Final Destinations, ever took into account. And they addressed something that I think was long overdue. Although there were things I didn't like about the movie. Um, there were definitely things that I didn't like about the damn movie. Like the one guy has like three kids, and the one kid that is supposed to be the youngest, the actor playing him, I was like, yo, that guy's got to be like 24, 25 years old. What the fuck? And he's acting like he's like 16. I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? And then sure as shit, I looked up the actor. He's 24. I was like, yeah, and you look every bit 24. Now I'm talking about actors in there. I'm not going to spoil the movie. I will not spoil it because Sheree will kill me. It just came out. Like I won't spoil it. Like I pretty much gave my review of it. It's it's a popcorn film. Some of the kills are decent. They address stuff that I think they should have addressed, and yeah, I can see them making another one though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that look like a nasty ass fucking vein going across his head, or what? I don't know if I should do some in the back. Thanks, Sheree. I'm debating because yeah, they would run up from here. I'm just wondering if I should do them down the back too, like run them from here maybe and up. Do like a little tiny spider web out. I still need to finish off his eyes, give him pupils or what have you. Matter of fact, I'm going back to this purple a little bit. I'm brighten this up just in here on the jawline. Like I know it's probably hard to see down there, but getting that inner gum line with that purple too on top of a red, so I'm pulling more of the red through, and I think that's going to make it pop a little more. What's funny is, let me see if I can do it. You see them in my arm? I got to squeeze a little harder. That's actually what I'm using as the right in here. You can probably see my veins running into my tendons. That's what I'm using for the road map on his head. The way it's laying on my skin. I used to be able to do that with my arms too, but now I'm old and flabby, so they don't pop out like that anymore. Let's see. Guess I could have painted a roadmap on the back somewhere. Not too happy with how high I just went with that one. Or how thick. All of a sudden, the chat's quiet. Yeah, I don't like that. The one's all right. I'm not liking this little offshoot. I think I'm going to take that out of there. Yeah, a little bit too quiet. Everybody's pulling a six right now. What the hell? It's Six's job to be quiet. Unless he's beating some drums, then it's Six's job to be very loud. Damn it. Paint's starting to dry out. My beer is overloading. Turn him into a total roadmap. I have not, Eugene. Um, that is a good call, though. I really should do a transformer, and and not the kind that plays in women's sports. Yeah, I'm not liking it. I'm liking the front veins. I think the front veins came out all right. The back veins, just something looks off with them. You done Transformers? Oh shit, beans. That was a good answer too. That took a minute for me to like catch that one. I was young and I needed the money. That's always going to be my excuse. Yeah, see something. That one. Fix that blowout. That blowout. In fact, I'm going to get in there right now and knock this out. Let's get rid of that. I got anything coming off of this, it's getting erased too, because a little Y there, and then this one. I'm not a big fan of this. Doesn't feel natural. Like it doesn't feng shui with the rest of the veins. It looks too rough. That's what she said. The lady that called last night was like talking about how she didn't like or the fact he called them Transformers. That's like here's the thing. I could understand, except for if ABL called them transgender, then YouTube might feel some kind of way, right? Like might nail them. So that's why there's a lot of code talk when it comes to that shit because, well, would you rather I call them trans testicles like Andrew Dice Clay used to back in the day? Would you rather, you know, if I need to talk about a subject and I'm not allowed to use the normal nomenclature, then what the hell do you want me to do? Something with this. Something not feeling right. Like this shouldn't cut under. I think this should cut over. It's not spider webbed right. Let's see. That can get thinned just a little. You would think Bull Dagger was what would sting her more. Yeah, like, yeah, I think that would be a lot more insulting. Yeah, Bull Dagger. I mean, that's just it. Like the other part of it is you could call them whatever name they want you to call them, but we'll just come up with different terms. Let's just come up with a different term for it so this way everybody knows what I'm talking about, but we don't get in trouble for it. And that's got to get cleaned up too because that underside is not completely done with the pink. So I'll clean that up real fast. I still got to get his goddamn pupils in. Goddamn bubblegum pink. But I think he's coming out all right. We haven't lost any definition in the actual 3D model, so that's good. Face is kind of creepy. I really wanted to do a Krang with the full robot body, but couldn't find a robot body that was actually kind of accurate. Like everything I saw was just jacked up shit when it came to Krang. Yeah, you know what, Steve? You're not wrong. That's that whole woke right, censorship right. That is actually bothersome. Like that bothers me. Like, okay, so you've got the power now. Man, I was thinking about this. This is going to get me in trouble. When I say this is probably going to get me into trouble. But I got to say it anyway because I was observing something and thinking about it. Tell me something. If somebody's parent is an abusive alcoholic, what happens to the kid most times? Do they end up becoming a very sober person? Do they just have mental scars and they rarely show them? Or do they end up usually becoming, if they don't address the problem, they become an alcoholic abusive person themselves when they get older? Which is most likely if they don't seek, some kind of help or therapy or something? Right. Could go either way, but how many people, like somebody it's definitely statistically you can become a alcoholic and abuser, right? Like it's very easy because you're basically doing exactly what somebody did to you, which is why kids they say that have been abused sexually when they're young, if they don't get treatment help or whatever, they'll end up abusing somebody when they get older, right? Yeah, so there was this whole thing. It was called the Holocaust, and what happened? People in power took the lives of a lot of people and starved them, tortured them, beat them, did all kinds of evil, fucked up things to them, locked them in a concentration camp. Guys, kind of follow my logic here at all? Or am I being too quiet about it? You know, like, do I need to spell it out a little more? Because, yeah, like thinking about it in that perspective, it makes me wonder. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying it makes me wonder. The guy, Sheree, I haven't heard that since that dude used to call in the Kanye West people. I mean, Jesus Christ. I used to love that guy whenever he'd call in. And the salt must flow. Eee! Every fucking call. That dude was amazing. I really hope that guy's living his best life somewhere out there because he was fucking fantastic. Yeah, that's amazing beans. But yeah, I was talking to talking not about like, you know, a certain person or a particular person. I was talking about a group of people with another group of people that's currently going on somewhere in the world. And Sheree nailed it. Sheree knew my flow. Real recognizes real. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's part of it. Like, I don't know what the hell's that shit called? Observed behavior. Because trust me, I'm nothing like either one. Like, I've deviated from my parents too. Beings not like they were alcoholics or beat me or anything. They just were not very good parents. And yeah, I broke from that tradition myself. So did my sister. To be honest with you, sister's an amazing parent. Like it took me a while to figure out how to be a parent. My sister just knew. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you were responding to what I was saying before that, that's cool. I get you. But what I was building to was a simile. You know, this being like this, well, then if that's like that, what if? Nah, yeah, I don't think he got deported. I think that dude was here legally. There's no way because he wasn't there was he wasn't from Southern America. He was from like Vietnam. I don't even think he was from China. I think he was from like Vietnam. There was something in his dialect that just made me feel Vietnam, not Japanese, not Chinese, but Vietnamese. Maybe Filipino. It's a possibility. Smurf, man, if you came here, right? Fucking one, I wouldn't be able to paint. I'd just be fucking cross eyed and staring at the fucking ceiling because I'd be like, damn, Smurf, I can't believe you brought me this. Right? I'd just legit be I would probably see Jesus twice. I would convert to Christianity because I would have seen Jesus at that point. It was. Sorry, Beans. The German story, there was definitely parts of it because there was a meeting between the top brass, not including the head of that organization, but between the top brass, and they were supposed to burn all the notes from it. And yeah, a chunk of those notes survived, which is one of those things that's irrefutable proof because they had a whole plan and a whole setup. As a matter of fact, they made a movie about it. Um, it was like HBO, I want to say, made a movie back in the day, and it had Kenneth Branagh in it and Stanley Tucci, and the movie is called Conspiracy. If you can find it and watch it, it's fucking crazy. Oh no, I know you didn't say it didn't happen. You said not exactly. But no, they go over the exact plans. Now this isn't some like, oh, this came out last month shit. Like I'm going to say this came out in like early 2000. It's an old movie, but yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking you can look it up and everything else and sure enough, it's not wrong. I don't believe anything other than what Randall Carlson and holy shit and Hancock have to say. I don't know, but Zahi Hawass was on Joe Rogan, and like I still have yet to watch the episode. I started watching it, but Zahi Hawass, who's in charge of all Egyptology or whatever, he was saying like he's like there was this 20 ton like sarcophagus, and it was on top of another one. We had to move it, and I brought in this crew, and they learned from their like I guess it passed down through the generations. And he's like, it took 10 men to move that 20-ton thing without modern equipment. And so, like, apparently there's a way of doing it. Yes. Yes, Bina, I have. And I also I understood why it was so easy to implement what that man implemented too, because of what was happening in Germany at that point in time. So like, yeah, I kind of feel some kind of way about it, but yeah, yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it than that. It's just like I said, just for me, from my point of view, there's always different ways of handling things, and I just think it was not handled correctly at all. Yeah, but I have done some research as far as that World War period. Now before that, like all the way back to like that's why I have to ask people like Devin, Paul, like what's going on over in Israel, Gaza, and what is the actual religion? Why are they fighting? Like what's that all about? And they both kind of told me, and you know what I mean. I just take them at their word for it. I don't know the whole entire history, just what they've told me. Like, oh, it was this, it was that, it was the other thing, and I just left it. I didn't dive any deeper than that. I was just like, oh, so it's basically over the prince that was promised from Game of Thrones. Got it. And that was good enough for me because that's the kind of shit that happens when people disagree about God. It's happened, like Jesus Christ, the Greeks, they would go like, oh, I'm with the Temple of Zeus and go burn down like Apollo's temple. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Russia was worse. And China currently is worse. China's worse with Muslims and the Yay people. Yeah, shit's always been weird. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting reading history from all sides. You know what I mean? And seeing, but the other thing about history is what? What is the main thing about who writes the history? The victor, right? I mean, the worst of the worst is probably Attila the Hun, right? Didn't he kill like a third of the world's population? That's some crazy shit. Now, I mean, it wasn't like modern day third of the population, but back then third of the population. Huh. How's that for pupils? Not bad, huh? Are we? Well, yeah, we are the victors, but that's just one of them things. We may be the victors, but we also have written documentation. There's so much shit that probably happened before that was either they burned everything, so we didn't know what the history was, or they didn't even write the history down and just orated it to one another, like passed it, knowledge wise. And of course, it's a game of telephone at that point. So we don't know. Dude, I'll definitely look into that, Steve. Like I said, Danny was going nuts about Wes Huff or whatever. And I was like, yes, Wes Huff is like, I find him credible. I find his arguments credible. I find him to be a very smart man. Um, I've seen different religious leaders, or well, not leaders. Well, yeah, I guess technically they would be leaders if they're like rabbis or omans or imams or whatever the fuck they're called. And I'd listen to them speak about their religion and stuff like that. And it's a lot of it's enlightening. They everybody presents a good argument. Yeah, I don't think so. And there's a reason I don't think that's the case. I don't think anybody really truly runs the world. I don't think it just comes down to one group of people. Like people say the World Economic Forum, the billionaires, and then there's Donald Trump, and then there's the Yay people, and then everybody's got a theory on who actually runs the world. The truth is, I think it's all interlaced. Like I think everything fits together like puzzle pieces, and it's not like a cabal of people that are controlling everything. I think it's a bunch of groups of different people that are adding aspects and then controlling it. Well, here's my question. All right. Oh God, I hate fucking getting into this shit. Well, good Danny Boss isn't here because then he gets kind of twitchy with it or whatever. Right? You just said they find scrolls and stuff. You're 100% right. Tell me something. Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote it? Was it, are there these giant slab tablets out in the desert that have been etched in through lightning by a god? Or was it a bunch of men who wrote down the tales that were orated between all of them? The thing is, why would they have exact copies of what's in the Bible in those scrolls? It's more like it's the first draft of that shit. And they were like, well, that's too far out, so we'll just put that aside. And then people copied it down anyway. I mean, there's a reason it's called the King James Bible, right? I can't see the veins on top of his head, though, or his ridges. I think he came out all right. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it, Smurf. I feel kind of the same way. I feel that people that wanted to control others and instill morals in them, and also pass on tales, stories, and like I always say this, it's not bad. Like it's not an evil book. It's not, and if you got faith in it, there's nothing wrong with that either. You're allowed to believe whatever the fuck you want. Just to me, it's I don't I don't know. I read it just like I would the Art of War. So there you go. It's an amalgamation at that point, Beans. Because why would something written in an Egyptian Book of the Dead be included in there, But then again, like I said, I don't have I don't have that faith in something like that, in that type of religion, which is where I always like kind of lean to maybe I should just shut the fuck up about the subject. I mean, all I know is people take some really good stuff out of that book and do really good things, and then you've got other people like that want to go and bang Jessica Hahn by using the text out of that book. So it can be used for good or evil, like damn near everything else in this world, I guess. And if you don't know who Jessica Hahn is, well, yeah. Watch some Howard Stern. But, at the same point in time, I know people that book has been their entire life, and they're good people. And hey, that works. That works. It's really not for me to poo poo it or shit on it. I mean, hey, look, Thor once said, what you call magic, we call science. So there might be something to that. He looks just like the action figure I had when I was a kid. Just a like 6 times the size. Actually, more like 10 times. Uh, I gotta walk this puppy real quick. Let me see. Let's see what we got coming up. Now we'll play that one. I'm looking through the ads real quick. Yeah, definitely not that one. That one sucked. That one sucked. I'm looking for one that made me laugh my ass off. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. I will play you guys some fun commercials while I walk the pups. Yeah, life is cool, but in a weird way. Um, well, you said weird in a cool way. I'm saying weird in a or cool in a weird way. All right, I will be right back Please watch these commercials and enjoy yourselves. Actually, I got to do this, don't I? I got to shut off the other Krang stuff.
Away. Give him a call.
I have come many miles from inscrutable Orient to tell you of Chicken McNugget Shanghai. You get free chopsticks with every 9 or 20-piece pack. Perfect for a whole family. Also get 3 different Oriental sauces: satay, black bean, and Shanghai sweet and sour with every pack.
And as Confucius says, it's always a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Mum, do I like mushrooms?
Elbows.
Billy!
Faggots.
Ken?
Oops.
I'm the only one who's got it.
Billy!
Look, Katie, a big ape. Hey, my faggot!
Those a big ape.
Billy, you've got 5 seconds.
Mum, this one looks like Uncle Roy.
Get on with your meal.
Mr. Brain's Faggots. A great meal all round.
I was a kid. I loved to wear bandages just to get attention. But now I use Band-Aid brand clear from Johnson & Johnson. It's the bandage with the see-through strip, so people hardly notice I'm wearing a bandage at all, which is nice, because now that I'm grown up, I want people to notice me, not my bandage.
Only Johnson & Johnson makes Band-Aid brand clear, clearly the best-looking bandage ever. Help us help retarded children. Look for Johnson & Johnson coupons in Sunday's paper.
Warning signs of satanic behavior may be apparent, such as a sudden, bitterly antagonistic attitude towards family and religion, listening exclusively to heavy metal rock music, almost to the point of addiction. When one or more of these warning signs are evident, you should look further for ritual items such as a pentagram or other satanic symbols, black or red robes, a decorative dagger or knife, a chalice or goblet, black candles, a personal diary with a black cover, which is called a Book of Shadows, and copies of publications such as the Satanic Bible and the Satanic Rituals, and possibly a small makeshift altar. If you discover items such as these, experts advise you contact your local law enforcement agency at once.
As a past Olympic champion, I keep myself in top physical condition. And as a professional race car driver, I keep my car in top condition too. That's why I support Smog Check, California's vehicle inspection program. By the year 1987, it's estimated that Smog Check will help reduce the amount of auto pollution in the air by as much as 25%. That'll help us all breathe a lot easier. And when your car is producing less pollution, it's probably getting better gas mileage and performing better.
You guys know who that is? Yep. Yes, it is. And you know what's funny about that? Caused a 4-car pileup one time. Probably not the best person to get driving advice from. The California governor. Exactly, 6. Buckle up, buckaroos. Dum dum. Oh, shit's great. Did you guys like the second British meatball commercial or what? Second British meatball commercial, and then of course all those different sauce. Do you guys remember when they had all those? They kept the sweet and sour sauce. Funny enough, I don't know if they still have it at McDonald's, but they did keep that one. Yeah, it like I'm telling you, like the '80s were 110% a different time. Like there's another one where they're making fun of a kung fu movie for like La Choi fucking noodles or some shit. That was a funny one too. I didn't play that one. I got a bunch of them though. Turn those back on too. We're in the home stretch, boys and girls. Oh, god damn it! I still can't believe that stream cut out. Like it was on fire for a second there. What were you saying when we discussed the N word? That, like there was shit we used to say that you can't say anymore? I mean, what was the big fear in the '80s though? Like, do you remember what the big fears were? Watch out for the white vans. Don't get snatched. Actually, it was always nukes from Russia up until the wall fell. You remember when they did that? It was a made for TV movie. It was called The Day After Tomorrow, or not Day After Tomorrow. The Day After, I think is what it was called. And like Ronald Reagan saw that movie, and that's what made him start going for denuclearization, like reducing the nuclear stockpile because he saw that movie. It terrified the shit out of me when I was a kid. That and aliens coming to Earth looking like humans and then turning out to be lizards. '80s was Twisted Sister. That is one. You know what though? In a way, you're kind of right. Remember Satanic Panic, where it was people who play Dungeons and Dragons, and I remember this because I used to play D&D all the time. But they're like, it's a gateway to Satanism. It's a gateway to Satanism, and what was the other one? You had that. It was Black Sabbath. All that stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, all those rogue D&D Satanists. They even had a movie, right? And I don't know if this is one that everybody saw when they were a kid or not. I want to say the movie's called Mazes and Monsters, right? And it has Tom Hanks in it. And basically, it's this group, and I want to say they're like college age kids. I don't think they're teenagers. I think they're college age, and they're all playing D&D. And Tom Hanks' character loses his mind and can't distinguish reality from fantasy. And yeah, I think it was called Mazes and Monsters, and it had Tom Hanks before he was ever famous, and he like I can't remember if he killed a kid or something like that, but he thought it was a minotaur. Like it's fucking crazy, crazy ass. Like it's one of those fucking made for TV movies. I'm gonna look that up in the side. I gotta grab my tab. Let me look up on my other tablet. See what we got. I think it's called Mazes and Monsters. I know there was a like D&D type TV. There was a D&D type TV series too that had come out, and maybe that's what I'm thinking. Mazes and Monsters. I can't remember what the fucking TV series was called though. It was live action. Yeah, Mazes and Monsters came out in 1982. Had Tom Hanks in it. Um, Here you go. And this was a description of it. Somebody wrote. I just saw it for a second there. Synopsis: a college student, played by Tom Hanks, begins to live the role he plays with three friends in a medieval fantasy game. But here we go. Mazes and Monsters is the reefer madness of the gamer set, hilariously mired in the early 1980s preposterous satanic panic. What, Mazes and Monsters? 1982. I'm looking at the entry on IMDb right now. Or are you talking about the medieval series? Like there was some series on TV. I just remember there was an evil prince and he's getting drunk and playing chess and beating the guy over and over again. And I can't remember much about the series like at all, but it was like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of TV show and it was live action. The satanic panic is fucking crazy as shit. Well, that's just it. Like the whole thing was, I remember, and I want to say it was called the PLA. Is that what the fuck it was called? PLA Ministries or some shit. But that was Jim Baker and his wife Tammy Faye Baker. I want to say that's what it was. And like that's the whole Jessica Hahn. He came out and he was like, "I have sinned," and he was like a televangelist that was doing all this kind of this like he was getting millions and millions of dollars from people. Like people were mailing him money every week. And he was talking like he was all holy, and then it turned out he was banging Jessica Hahn. Yeah, I 110% believe that too, Eugene. People just like gave up their stuff voluntarily and everything else because there was this whole wave of televangelism that swept in the 80s. And I'm sure it was going on in the like 70s or whatever, but they were buying airtime in the 80s like crazy and the 90s. I want to say late 80s, early 90s was the televangelist bullshit. Like you had that, and then that transformed into the bullshit psychics. Like, have you had somebody in your family that passed away soon? Somebody with a P in their name. I got nobody with a P in my name in their name. How about an S? How about an S? Yeah, my Aunt Sally. Yeah, Aunt Sally sent me a message. Did your family have like some kind of bank account? Oh my God, that's amazing. Miss Cleo, call me now. Yeah, Miss Cleo was a fucking hoot. That other shit people like in the here and now would never understand are the 1-900 numbers. Call 1-900, sexy girls to talk to sexy women now that are bored, lonely, and looking for you. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. It is real easy to spiritually grip people. That is one of those easy ones that, you know, hey, Jesus wants me to fly on this giant airplane in the sky to make sure I don't fall out, and it's got to be private because he wants me to be his talking voice that can get from point A to B in a matter of seconds. Yeah, the 900 numbers would sound ancient. You know, but you had everything from, like, it's crazy as I see old wrestling shows and they always cut them out now, and it's a shame, but they had like wrestling hotlines that were like, you want to know more about what happened on this backstage incident at WCW Halloween Havoc? Then call 1-900, you know, blah, 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 and Mean Gene will be there to personally tell you what happened. And it was like you called up and got I never called them, but I've seen videos of people that did, and they're talking about it, and they're like, yeah, you know, it was a recording of Mean Gene breaking down matches for the next week in which town they were going to be in. Yeah, it's websites. It is websites, apps, and ads on YouTube. So one of the things I don't want, which it's such a double edged sword. I would love YouTube to pay me money, right? That would be fucking cool as shit. Because then, you know, I'd cut Sheree in for her 10, and then I would just buy better equipment or better whatever with that money, right? That loot. But yeah, I kind of shake my fucking head too, guys. Because I watch those YouTube ads when I'm not on my PC. If I have my tablet up and I don't have my ad blocker on my tablet, I see all the YouTube ads and I'm like, does anybody actually like believe any of the shit they're seeing in these ads or buy any of this? Like the one jerk off that's always like, hey, does anybody need a solar generator? Yeah, Nintendo Tips was a big one too back when we were kids. You're not wrong. Does anybody need a solar powered generator? Now there's one where this chick is like talking about this secret like mixture that she's going to give you the recipe for, and it'll burn fat right off your ass or some shit. You really want to know what you know what BBCTA means, Beans? It's a porn industry term. I'm just warning you now. It means big black something taken in a very uncomfortable place. I mean, got to be careful with your acronyms, Beans. So was what I said, Beans. So was what I said. There's something about getting famous people who don't even know you riled up. Used to break the California. Dude, that's fucking. That is funny. Yeah, getting people riled up. Well, I mean, shit. There's always been trolls, right? But trolling just in the here and now. Nowadays, it's gotten kind of mean, like mean spirited. Before it used to be funny, but it kind of took a dark turn. Um, it really has taken a dark turn. Like trolling, you can do it lighthearted, but yeah, I've seen some pretty mean shit when it comes to trolling. Some stuff like water off a duck's ass, you know, but when you start doing stuff like Just think about this, guys. Here's something we didn't have to live with when we were kids. I I'm sorry, Beans. I'll be nicer. That's awesome. Who's this? What are they doing in my swamp? That's fucking great. Um, just think kids nowadays have to deal with somebody taking a picture of them with a snapshot with them with their phone, right? Then going on to an AI site and generating a nude photo of them. And then being able to circulate it not just amongst their friends, but to the entire school at will. That's fucked. Yeah, I mean, even Tom Green, he hosted a thing, and people from 4chan were breaking his balls. It's kind of funny, but I'm just thinking more like, good lord, like it's got to be rough to be a child nowadays. It's got to be rough to be a kid. Like some of the stuff, just ugh. Yeah, exactly. You saw that shit too, Steve. He did. They did. They made him lose his goddamn mind. It's ancient history right there. Tom Green's one of the first podcasters, though, when you really think about it. First one to actually do it where he was using a PC and all that fun stuff. Because he'd have like Tony Hawk on there. Yeah, and that's right. Tom Green was like, I think he leaned into it after a time, but at first, when he didn't know what the hell was going on, it bothered the hell out of him. Yeah, he was kind of technically one of the first. Well, I don't know. Was he like one of the first trolls? He was definitely one of the first trolls that was famous or got famous because of it. Yeah, I remember that. Um, yeah, I mean, things kind of went downhill though because what was it like? Tom Green came out and then Jackass happened, and like Jackass was like, I still think like even though they make the movies now and they're funny to watch them beat the hell out of themselves, like it reminds me of Idiocracy when the dude's just like, "Hey, I love your show," and kicks him square in the nuts because that's the entire point to that show. Yeah, the Slutmobile. Goddamn Tom Green. This is the Tom Green Show, not the Green Tom Show. This is the Tom Green Show. Here comes the show. Jackass was all right. They just some of that stuff I was like, oh God. Like now, granted, it was taking some people and making them super famous, and others, it was just like, I guess it made people famous that never should have been. Yep, Buzzkill. Um, that's right. There was Buzzkill. Wasn't that with the three guys that did all the pranks? Yeah, I mean, there's shows that honestly you can't do today. Like, remember they used to have crank yankers where people did prank phone calls and stuff like that. Can't do that anymore. Like, there's so many shows that you can't do. You can't do them anymore. They don't ride like that anymore. I gotta write a parody song to that, like line it all up. Dude, like Sasha Baron Cohen, he was hysterical as Ali G. He was extra hysterical as Borat when that first started, right? And then I don't know what the hell happened. Like it just kind of went downhill. Special ed with the helmet. Yeah, I think it's crazy though. We definitely we got to live through a time where we didn't have so much technology where we all went outside to play, right? We also lived in a time every Saturday morning, everybody got up, grabbed a bowl of just basically sugar covered in milk, and sat in front of a TV and watched cartoons that were legitimately designed to just sell us toys, right? And if the cartoon failed, the toy usually failed. Or if the toy failed, then the cartoon failed. Yeah, I didn't like Bruno either. I peed in your pool. Yeah, I mean, we really did. It's crazy. Gen X definitely got to see some crazy shit. We got to see, and even now, like we're watching as technology is taking over everything, and soon everything's going to be AI. You're not even going to tune in to listen to me talk about things. Hey, somebody's just going to, I'm just going to go to like Chat GPT and make it watch my shows for the past year and just let it put together its own show and digitally paint something. Talking to you, lady, makes me have to poop. Yeah, you know what though? Here's the thing. I want you guys to think about this, right? Something that Eugene just said. Now it gets you canceled, right? I have been talking shit for almost a year solid about goddamn everything, and yes, I am kind of even-handed, and but that's just who I am. I'm even-handed with everything, right? Well, except for pedos, then wood chipper feet first, of course. But I'm even-handed with everything, and I've said a lot of shit. YouTube hasn't knocked me out yet. Now maybe it's because I'm not even a pimple on a YouTuber's ass, or not big enough, or whatever. But for some reason, they're leaving me alone and they haven't knocked any of my videos down. I haven't gotten complaints of, wipe this out, wipe that out. And I'm sure eventually I will. But up to this point, everything's been pretty cool. Yeah, even handed. So, like, for example, if I'm talking about everything going on in the Gaza Strip beans, um, I'm not just saying one side is good and one side's bad because that's not true, right? If I'm talking about religion, I'm not saying, oh, well, this is the right religion and everything else is wrong, and here's why. You know, I we discuss it, we flesh it out. Different people have different beliefs. Everybody contributes to the conversation, and we kind of like we have those. It's crazy. We have conversations. And that's what I mean by even-handed. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe if I get up that high, I'll never make it to 10K, dude. I can't even make it to a fucking 100. You want me to get to 10K? I'd be lucky if, like, if I make it to 150, that would be amazing. But I mean, shit, the fact that I'm up to like 67 people, I think, subscribed, that's amazing in and of itself. And what's even more amazing is all 67 of those people chime in here, there, and everywhere. So it's like actual subscribers. It's not like AI bots or some bullshit, you know? I mean, I'm not going to lie. Something that was actually kind of touching to me was yesterday when we were all on Alien stream, and Alien's like, this is the most likes I've ever gotten on a live stream, and this is the most people I've ever had watching one live at one time. I don't know. It made me feel kind of good because I was like, damn, dude, like, and he was appreciative as fuck. And it's like, that's awesome because, like I've said, Alien Spaceship sound effects and blog. Check out his channel if you haven't. But that's his thing. He wanted to be a YouTuber for a long ass time now, and he's finally like making those gains, and that's good shit. I'm not gonna lie at all. I had more fun watching Alien stream and bullshitting with everybody in the chat than watching the other stream. Like the other stream was kind of dour. Yeah, there you go, Eugene. You got 45 subs. Hell, if you know the site, give that shit to Sheree. Sheree will boost it on my fucking on here too. Like, I don't have a problem at all. If you ever want to advertise your YouTube shit, by all means, my guy, and you're on my stream, don't spam the fuck out of me with it. But hey, go ahead, promote yourself, because you might get somebody else that enjoys your opinion, whatever you're doing with your stuff. I mean, look at Steve. Steve checks out everybody's shit. I check out everybody's shit. We're still waiting for fucking Six to drop another banger with the drum set. Nice. Hopefully you fixed that stadium up well there, Cat. There you go. Sheree just threw it up in there. That's Eugene's stuff. Check him out. I'll give you a follow. Like I don't think I can do it while I'm live streaming, but I'll give you the follow as soon as I get off live stream. Eugene, like, fuck yeah, dude. All about it. Like that's the whole thing with Alien. Alien, I've heard him shout me out 4 or 5 times. He does it when I'm not there sometimes, and I know he does. And it's like every time it's appreciated because like Anunnaki, I saw him in chat yesterday in Alien stream. He came into my stream tonight. Like, cool. Awesome. What do you mean by retro show though? Like just talking about old school shit? Because we kind of do that anyway. Um I mean, you got to remember, part of the reason why I even do this is to motivate me to paint shit. Because otherwise, I'm lazy and I'll never fucking get done. I'll end up on Valheim with Smurf till like 8 o'clock in the morning every day. That's why, dude. That's why I love Sheree. Sheree is the best in the game. Fucking link right up there. Bam, bam, bam. Like Alien does that stuff himself. I don't. I just say Sheree. Like I swear to God, if I were Tony Stark, Sheree would be Friday, right? Like, hey, Sheree, don't let me forget to talk about this subject, next time we're on. And then usually as soon as the stream starts, if I say something like that to her, she just like, bam, gam, don't forget this subject. Thank you, Sheree. So always send those flowers to Sheree. Everybody give Sheree her flowers wherever you see her in anywhere modding because she is fantastic at it. Oh wait, so I have about average knowledge. I could average, or you mean like doing videos on top of live streams? Is that what you mean? My only problem with doing videos on top of live stream is like so every now and again I have to check copyrights after I get done. Like when I get done this stream, I'll go and wait a minute after it posts, well, finishes, but YouTube's scanning it the whole time for copyrighted material. Now, I showed a whole bunch of ads, right? I don't know, like ECW with the White Zombie music. I don't know if I'm going to get banged by Geffen Records for that one, for example, right? Like, oh, you have copyright music. I might have to cut that whole little chunk out of the video. When I showed you guys like Jason the Wheeled Warriors, that the intro to it, I got a notice that, I'm not getting a strike on my channel or anything else, but I did show copyrighted material. Like it tells me. So I have to be careful when I'm going into certain things because like Nintendo is apparently infamous for if you put anything Nintendo up, they will just rape you over the coals. And that's the unfortunate part is when I'm talking about something old school, like then again, there is shit like I have to dig it out, but I keep meaning to show off. Like when I went to E3 the one year, I could probably show you guys my badges and all that. They're pretty easy to grab, but I have this thing for a game that never came out called Lobo from these what the hell studio was I can't remember if it was Bandai or what, but it was a Lobo game, like Lobo the superhero character from DC, and the whole breakdown on it, and I kept meaning to do either a video or show it on live. So you guys knew I wasn't like just full of shit and making things up. I've got the pamphlet for it somewhere around here. No, YouTube can wipe you out without you ever being monetized. So the whole thing is there's copyright claim that you can argue, right? Showing copyrighted material, all that kind of stuff. You can argue for that stuff, right? Like if you do fair use, like say I showed one of those commercials, I paused the commercial, I talk for X amount of time, and then I play the commercial again, which is how people get away with doing like, oh, well, I'm showing Ben Shapiro's show from YouTube. Now I'm going to pause it right here. Okay, now I'm going to talk for 10 minutes, give my opinion on this piece, and now I'm going to resume the video, right? Fox News, all that kind of shit. But yeah, they can cancel it. Like, so you get 3 copyright strikes or 3 rules violations, and copyright strikes will hit you like a rules violation unless you remove the content. So you could do a whole video and say like the video's boosted around like I'm playing the Pokemon game live. Nintendo comes in, and if you're not monetized, they make you take it down. If you are monetized, then they want money for it. But yeah, they can wipe your channel after 3 strikes. Like that's what they did to guys like Steven Crowder. They said you have violation of our community guidelines. They nailed him like twice, like boom, boom. They did the same thing with a couple of Tim Pool shows. They made him take them down. And not because he had copyrighted material, but because of violating community guide. Like it becomes a bigger minefield when you get monetized, but it doesn't mean it's not a minefield when you're not monetized. Now, one of the things that saved me with some of our conversations and everything is I specifically have my videos not marked for kids. I don't have them as adult content, but I don't have them marked for children. So you can do this thing where you mark a video for kids, and then if it'll come up in a playlist a lot more. Like if you're doing a mix, a playlist, or whatever. So like how I have TMNT Krang in my line or whatever. If somebody's watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this video could pop up in their suggestions, right? If they're looking for stuff on Krang. So you might get somebody that way. But a lot of times, if you have it marked for kids, it'll load it directly in. I don't want a kid listening to my shit. Yeah, Eugene got hit by the copyright bug. Yeah, that fucking hurts. And yeah, well, and Alex Jones is a big one because Alex Jones got so popular, and I say this all the times about Alex Jones. He throws everything at a wall. Some of the shit comes true, some of it doesn't. The stuff that does come true because it's so outlandish, then he goes, "Oh yeah, well, I'm a prophet." But it's one of those things. If you say that the moon is going to explode, given a couple thousand years, maybe the moon gets hit by an asteroid and explodes in that time. Well, then you'd be right. Yeah, he called it. Look, he called it all the way back in like 2025. That's fine. He can like my voice. Like that. I'm fine with that. That's cool. You know what? It's more view time, more hours in. You have to have 3,000 hours of view time. And I think it's 500 subscribers to hit your first tier. Now, I think we're close to 2,000 hours of view time. But subscribers, yeah, we're well below that shit. My 9-year-old army. I did. That's why I said, hey, congratulations on the stadium building. Because he said he was building the stadium in Roblox. Hey, whatever. You know? Shit. My wife had suggested at one point, she's like, you should just do ASMR content. I was like, I ain't doing that shit. That ain't happening. You know? And because it was, dude, you got to remember, this channel started off with me doing cryptid videos and stuff like that. And people were, like, I think it was Smurf who was like, oh, yeah, like Mr. Ballin. And I'm like, ah, fuck. Well, he kind of owns that lane. And then the Y Files came out. They're doing their thing and they're doing a good job with it. And I'm like, well, my shit's got to be different from everybody else's. So what can I be? Well, I'll be the asshole that I am. And then on top of it, I'll paint my 3D prints. And this way I'm getting work done, like when I paint stuff for my wife for Christmas or Smurf, or speaking of which, Smurf, I got to mail that shit out to you. I got it sitting on a shelf. But this is what I mean. Like, you're like, a lot of people, and this is where I feel bad sometimes for people, is they think they're going to plug in, they think they're going to get hook up and like, hey, I'm going to say all this profound shit and I'm going to get millions of views and I'm going to be rich off this and everything else. The honest fucking truth is that you could make a steady living at this if you wanted to do like probably like 5 videos a week and a couple lives a week, like 3 lives a week, and then you can cut it down a bit. But it's all about if the algorithm likes you or not. If the algorithm, which nobody can figure out, likes you and picks you up, suggests you, and then people watch your shit and like it, well, you're off to the races. But until that point, you're done. Like you're just sitting there like a car in neutral. Like I actually tell you the truth, that's just it. I think I was watching. I think I just had it on the background, the Y files or whatever, and he had it was one of his fucking compilations because like honestly I don't know what happened, they like stalled out and they're not really making all that much new content. They're just putting out compilations and all this the stripped down version that you just listened to and Operation Podcast, which is basically the same story just without the visuals. And he had said something, he was like, yeah, the editing isn't good, the lighting isn't good, all this other stuff. It's when I was this is actually like our 50th episode or something like that. And he's like, and it's from a time when nobody was watching us. He's like, everybody thinks that, you know, I just started off with 1 million subs and all that. He's like, it took a lot of time before people even realized I was here. I watched his, he explained his whole story, right? And he started on TikTok and then came over to YouTube and thought the following was going to come over and flow over from TikTok because it was longer form and all this other stuff. And nobody came over. And he goes, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of people came over and it took off. I agree with you, Steve. You're not wrong. But here's the thing, I don't know that I want to be all that big. I think I want to keep it. I don't want it to be super small, right? But I don't want it to be like, yes, I've got 1 million subscribers and all this other crap. Like, it'd be cool if it goes there, but I don't want to narrow the lane. I like the fact that we can go random. Like, we can be sitting here talking about, oh, Generation 1 Transformers. What was the best one, Optimus Prime or Soundwave? And then flip over to what's the best 80s album movie? What's the best 90s album movie? What's the best 2000s movie? Hey, this is what's going on in the news, you know? And like Bean said, it's content. It's also how you treat your subscribers. I'm grateful for every last one of you guys. I'm happy whenever I get on here on a Thursday. Because like I said, Smurf and I haven't talked for, dear Lord, what's it been, Smurf? Like last time he was on the stream, which was probably like 3 months ago, right? Because he's probably been working or playing a video game that I'm not playing, and I'm playing a game he's not playing. But he hops on here, we start bullshitting, and it's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm chunking on Valheim again. Well, shit, send me an invite. Next thing you know, Smurf and I will be playing for the next week, right? Or Bina. Bina's like, yeah, I'm working 3 jobs, I'm breaking my ass, this, that, and the other thing. Okay, cool. You do you, sister, and we'll catch up, you know? And that's just it. GAM is catching up. I'm catching up with all you guys each week. Like it's been me catching up with you guys. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got consistency to them too. Like people show up on a Thursday, and that's why I try not to be even a second late past 8 o'clock. If anything, I try to be a minute early and launch it like right at 7:59 Eastern Standard, because I want you guys to know that like I'm going to be consistent with it and I'm going to deliver with it. I'm not going to make you wait till 8:10 for to come on and say, okay, here's my intro card and everything else. I'm at least going to fire off the stream. And if I'm like, oh, damn, I got hit with a shit spear and I'm stuck in the bathroom, I'm still going to pop open the stream and be and like, maybe like, you know, yelling in the microphone, like, yo, I got to take a shit. And then, you know, just mute it real quick and run. And you guys will at least know what's up, or Sheree will be in there and all that. I think it's kind of rude that I'm making people wait on me because they took time out of their day to come see my content, right? It's just a respect to the subscriber, to the viewer. It's the same thing for, you know, like I said, it kind of touched me a little bit there, that Alien actually was like, holy shit, I've got all these people liking, following, and thank you guys so much and everything. And he was so thankful, right? That part I understand and get 110% because Alien knows, like I do, you guys are the most important part of the fucking show. I can sit here and just talk into the ether, and if even Sheree's just like, yeah, you know what, Gam, I think I'm gonna sit this one out tonight, you know, and I'm just here by myself talking. Like, you guys missed Friday Night Fuckery, right? Still one of the lowest viewed shows or whatever. But when that Friday night fuckery happened, it was just me, Stranded, and Sheree chilling. I was like, thank God you two are here, because otherwise I would just have to pretend like I'm talking to somebody the entire night. Like, it's terrible. Yeah, quality over quantity, right? Quality over quantity. But it's not just that, like, I'm sure I'm going to have shit takes. There's definitely going to be something that I'm going to say that you guys are going to be like, yo, Gam, what the fuck? Eventually. So far, we've all kind of been kind of like, yeah, I can understand, because most people that are watching me have kind of an open mind about stuff and actually want to hear like truth, or it's not just my opinions. Like when I'm telling you guys the news, I'm trying to keep my fucking opinion out of it. Like I'll put my observations in there and like what I kind of think is going on. But like I said, I'm not picking a side. I'm just saying, yeah, this shit's looking this way. This shit's looking that way. But here's what's going on, which is why I think Beans likes it. Wait, I have 55 views. What? Like this video or that video? Because this is only showing me that I don't even know what my view count is for this one. Yeah, but that's fine. You know what I mean? Good. I hope Alien gets 100 views next week. I hope he gets 200 views the time he streams after that. I hope he gets 1,000 views. I hope he has 150 million motherfuckers watching him. Like, I want Alien to be successful. I'll never. I'm sorry. I want people that are good people like that to be successful. I think it's legit. Like, I want all you guys to be successful. Well, except for Smurf. He's kind of a dick. But, the rest of y'all, like, I want to see you guys hit some success. If you told me the sky was green, gray, black, blue, yellow, any color of the rainbow, I would believe you, Beans. You don't bullshit me. I agree, Eugene. You're 100% correct on that. I've said that before too, and I'm just kidding, man. Smurf, God, man. Like I said, Smurf's like my lost brother, you know. I really love that man. Fuck you, Smurf, for making me say that. Um, yes, I thank you, Beans. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you pointing that out. And I'm not gonna lie, I've looked at it and been like, damn, really? Like, I actually get excited about it, but Eugene is 100% right too. It's also, I said this. I said this, and I wasn't pointing fingers at anybody or any of that shit. But if you got 1 million subs, you do a live show. If you got 10K watching you and you off 1 million subs, that's not bad. If you like Tim Pool, what does he pull? Like I've seen, I don't know, because I haven't watched Tim Pool in a long time. He had 1 million subs and he had like 40K people watching every live. Like, and that was 5 times a week. So I know he was raking in dough. But there's other creators that they have 1 million subs and they have 1,500 people watching, 1,000 people watching. That's not good. I don't know what that percentage is, but it's pretty fucking low of your actual audience. So yeah, Eugene, you're 100%. If I have 100 people, right? Well, shit, if I got 10 people, those same 10 people watch me every week. That's 100% of my subscriber base that's watching my fucking show. Like, you're doing all right. Yeah, 100. Yeah, like I can't stay up. Every now and again, I'll be up late, and then I'll flip over to Aliens. Like if I get done streaming here and Aliens still streaming, or he started up a new stream, I'll pop over to Aliens real quick, wish him a good stream, and give him a thumbs up and all that. I try to promote his channel anywhere from 2 to 5 times a night. I'm not gonna lie, and even though I know all you guys are probably already sub to him, I do that anyway because maybe there's somebody who's not who will go over, watch his stuff, like his content, and want to watch him and sub to him. You know, he seems to do the same shit with me though. Like it's one of those things where I think if small creators help each other and you're giving over each other's quality subs, then you know you can build together. And then next thing you know, you're like Nerderotic, right? Like one of the guys that always annoys the shit out of me on his channel whenever he has him on is a guy named Mauler from Midnight's Edge. I don't know why the guy annoys me. He's not wrong in a lot of the stuff he says. There's just something in his voice that annoys the shit out of me with him, right? But the thing is, when Nerderotic was very low subs and just starting out, Mauler used to come onto his show and bring a whole bunch of people, and they would subscribe to Nerderotic, and it boosted Gary up. They helped him out, right? Gary's never forgotten that, and has always. Now Gary's actually, I think, just as big, if not bigger, than Midnight's Edge, and will do the same thing, go guest star on their shows, whatever, just to help them out. Like it's one of those things. I always say this, you never forget who brings you to the dance. Like Mr. was in Aliens chat last night, and I even said, Beans, Mr., Devin, Alien, I'm trying to remember who else. I thought there was, no, 6. It was 6. But they were all like, yeah, Gam, stream. I think you'd be good at it. Give it a shot, dude. You're funny. You can do this. And they all kicked me in the ass to do this stream that I'm doing now, right? And all supported me on it right off the rip. I'll always remember that. A1 from day one, right? And yeah, and there are people who watch the show where I'm like, dude, we'll get done doing the stream and I'll look and you guys are already long gone, right? And then an hour from now, an hour after the show's done, there's people watching the fucking stream. I can see it on my YouTube counter thing. It tells me when people are watching it, what time, the whole 9 yards. And I'm just like, dude, somebody's watching the replay. What the fuck? That screws me up. And yeah, Smurf, we are brothers, man. Like, you know I love you, bro. No homo. But, you know, like, that's just it. I trust him. And that's just, it's fucked up. The internet's a fucked up place. You can meet some really seriously awesome people. You can also meet some real assholes. There's a guy named Godfather who is the definition of one. Just ask Smurf. Actually, for Smurf, it's a guy named North. It's ABL watching the replay to see if I talk shit on him. Ugh. Yeah, ugh. Fucking North. And he was bragging to shit. Like, I said, yeah, I'm doing the YouTube thing, right? North's like, I got like 5,000 people watching my stream or my Twitch and all this kind of shit. And I was just like, right. David took the piss out of him. Absolute piss. Because he was like, oh, yeah, Gam, I'll come on your show. I'll bring a whole bunch of people with me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's cool and all that, right? And David goes, yeah, you're not showing up. It's like just dead ass to him. You're not showing up. And I was like, yeah, you're not showing up. That's fucking hysterical, though, Steve. ABL watching the replays. It's Sheree watching doing a replay and going like, yeah, Gam is kind of an asshole. like the whole time, like writing stuff down. She's documenting this. I didn't tell you guys this. I think she might be a Fed mod. Yeah, promote Beans' channel too. And like Beans is killing it on TikTok. You do them TikToks. Make yourself a Hawk Tua video and become like super famous just right through the stratosphere. Although I think that poor girl is learning the lesson about, the whole Hawk Tua thing. That what goes up must also come down in 15 minutes is exactly what they say. 15 minutes. Because that shit, that starship has crashed. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad. I'm glad as hell that I always have Sheree. Like whatever stream, Sheree's here because I definitely know there was that one stream. You remember Sheree where it was just me and you. It gotten to be like 3:30 in the morning. You had to make the kids lunch, and I'm like, I was falling asleep while I'm painting, and like I was almost done, just almost done, just a little bit more. I almost got this shit done, and I'm starting to talk like this. My voice is getting real low and scratchy. And next thing I know, like there's Sheree. Like, Gam, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks for hanging in there, Sheree. All right, cool. So, Steve, you got it in one. It is unnatural. So if you go watch the videos I did where I was telling stories and I'm wearing my trench coat and I've got the mask on and the hat and everything else, right? I did the words like I would record my voice before I put all that shit on because talking through the mask, it's like I'm talking through a fucking mask. You can't understand what I'm saying, right? So I legit had to record the voice and then sit there and do hand motions or, mimic like I was talking. I would just let the voice play back while I recorded myself. Man, that shit was not only uncomfortable, like I don't know how the Marvel actors do it when they got to put on like, like the Black Widow costume or some shit where it's like skin tight or Hawkeye or some shit. I don't know how you do that constantly. And then that was the first part of it. And then two was like, I'm just talking to myself. And you nailed it in one. It's fucking unnatural. It's not something like you walk around and I'm going to tell myself a story about the time that my buddy drank a pee bomb, like, yeah. So Smurf and I try to do a podcast and the whole thing is like, because I had made those videos and everything else, the whole thing is I'd already gotten through that. Oh, this shit's unusual. This just feels completely unnatural talking to nothing, right? I had already gotten past it. Unfortunately, Smurf, who's normally like just natural talker, but legitimately when we're talking, when Smurf and I are having a conversation, we have a lot of fun conversations and we talk a lot of shit, like just conversation. And the thing is, we're usually playing a video game. Smurf's usually baked. I'm usually sober. Well, I don't have any weed, so I'm always sober, right? But we're joking back and forth usually while we're playing the game and just having conversations about life, but we're distracted by a video game. So when we set up to do the podcast, it's like, all right, brother, you ready to do this? Yeah, I'm ready to fucking do this. And I called him up and like the whole thing was just fucked because it felt so unnatural to Smurf. He just couldn't get into it. Like he couldn't get into that mind space of, okay, so we're spitting out a topic. All right, now we're talking about this other topic. And Smurf's just kind of like, he pulled the, what's his name? The Bruce Willis from The Fifth Element. Hey Smurf, tell me all about fucking like, I haven't seen anything to do with this new season of Stranger Things, but my daughter says it's great and she says it's epic and all that, but I haven't seen anything about it. Tell me about it. And then Smurf would be like, it was cool. You should watch it. Okay, well, thanks, Smurf. What about, like, it was hysterical. Well, yeah, but you're not alone in that, Steve. Like Smurfs like that too. But the whole thing is sitting down and saying we're doing this on this day. Like when I plug in every Thursday, and I fire it up and have to because I got to move my laptop over to the other side of the room, do all this kind of shit, right? Plug in the microphone, make sure it's working. Plug in the camera, set up the pictures like how I have the pictures of Krang off on the right side. Set all that stuff up ahead of time. Make sure the chat's flowing. Okay, it's going to flow and blah, 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 blah. And I get all that set up. The entire time I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck am I going to talk about tonight for 2 hours? What the fuck am I going to talk about for an hour? Shit. What am I going to fucking talk about? Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. Right? And then granted now with the news shit, I started writing down the news throughout the week. So that kind of helps because I can just grab my little reference and go, okay, this is the shit that's happened, right? This is the bullshit that's happened. And I write it down on a little pad real fast. I'll be half asleep writing shit down, right? If I'm watching something and just not really even paying attention to it, I hear something, oh shit, and write it down. That's been helpful. But honestly, it's because everybody in here has different personalities, different life experiences, different everything else. If I can relate to it, then I'll chime in. If I don't relate to it, you guys tell me a story. And then I can see if I relate to it. So in a way, it's become a conversation between me and you guys, is really what this shit is. Give it another shot, Laughing Cat. Maybe you can make a really cool one. I don't know if you want to go with the full robot body, but you know, if you're just going to do the brain, that could look really nasty too. Dude, and that's just it. There's so much stuff like, and I've said this before, Steve, like you just said, like student expert, right? Stuff I'm an expert in. I'm not really like, I used to play pool, 3 nights a week on different teams in a league. I used to be the captain. I used to be out at the bar. I used to do all this kind of stuff. Honestly, I'm bored with that shit now. Like, I'm a homebody, play my games, do my 3D modeling, like, doing the restructure of the Henry Cavill Superman, which is a pain in the ass for Beans, trying to get it done so I can print it for her birthday and then start painting it. Right? Stuff like that. Like, it's challenging and everything else. But it's kind of like I was saying to Anunnaki earlier when he was talking to me about painting. He's like, why are you using a flat brush and doing it that way instead of using why don't you use a brown brush? Well, I'm covering more surface and then I'm going to go in with the round brush, all that. But remember, I'm a fucking complete amateur at this too. Like, I'm completely an amateur. I mean, I think stuff comes out good. I think this Krang came out all right. I mean, shit, it's just a big pink brain with some veins in its head and an angry expression on its face. But I still think it came out exactly like it's pretty much supposed to look. Beans, like I said, if I can get that shit done and printed, the only thing is this. All right, I'm going to warn you of this shit ahead of time. So at first I tried cutting the face off the Henry Cavill head that I found because the hair is long and curly. But I'm thinking that I might just keep the whole head intact and cut it at the neck if that works, I might do it that way. So he might have a longer, like 19 late 80s, early 90s, not the mullet, but the full style, like, oh, that's some sexy Farrah Fawcett hair. But it may work better that way. Dude, that's really cool. If you can do the entire robot body Laughing Cat, that's really cool. Because I originally wanted to do the 3D print of him in the robot body, or do a small version that was outside the robot body that I could put into the robot body, but I couldn't find, nobody had the model quite right for it. So if you can do one of those in a monster truck for him, that's really awesome. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, Steve, about that being over 40 or whatever. I'm an old ass man. That's the way I look at it. Like, I'm old as shit. And like, I kind of wish I did have 3D printing when I was a kid. I'd have made all kinds of crazy shit. I would have made some really vulgar shit, but I would have made all kinds of crazy shit too and really cool stuff. Um, but I also would have had to work like I did, knowing how much I worked. I probably would have never had time to do it. You know, hell, my whole youth was spent basically working, getting hammered, and chasing tail. Like that, it wasn't a bad youth, but just the same. Like, I don't know that I really had too much for the creative vision. And then reality is this: it's my wife. Anything when I first, like, okay, there you go. True story, and Smurf will back me up on this. Talking to Smurf for playing Xbox, I say, Smurf, I've been thinking about getting an airbrush. Smurf's like, oh, that's really awesome. You know how to airbrush. I said, no, I don't know a fucking thing about airbrushing. He goes, so you're going to get an airbrush. Well, what are you going to do with it? So, I don't know, paint shit. I don't know, Smurf. And he's like, well, you should probably do it then. Give it a shot. I was like, yeah, my wife said the same damn thing. My wife encourages me anytime I pick up something creative to embrace it and try it, because when I was a kid, I didn't get any creative shit. And yeah, like, but then I got the airbrush, and Smurf's like, what the hell are you doing? And I said, I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure it out. And then it went to, hey, Smurf, I'm painting gnomes. That's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I guess. But that's just it. Like, okay, so I'll never have this talent like Six has. Six, who just chimed in, I could never drum like that. I could practice for the rest of my life, from my childhood to now, and couldn't drum like you drum. I can't play guitar like David can. Music, I can't do shit with it right. I can't. I've tried. I've had friends try to teach me. I've tried everything because I really love music and couldn't. Now I can just plug shit in AI and let it do it for me, to be honest with you, but it's kind of cheating. Um, but I never had that skill. You know what I mean? I still don't know shit about this whole painting stuff and like what's the proper way to hold a brush, or, which brush goes with which. I just have painted stuff and done trial and error and tried to figure out what works. Like, okay, if I cover it in this heavy pink color and then I put a flesh tone on top of it, it kind of dilutes and then it looks right. It looks correct for a flesh tone. Well, I have a whole, theory on it too. And the theory is that once I caught the bullet and got married, and I got fortunate, I married the right fucking woman, right? Like that's your big thing, And I've had this conversation with somebody offline who will remain nameless. And actually, I've had this conversation with at least two people in this chat, that it's your partner, and, they're there to support you and shit. We're grateful for them, right? Um, maybe after 40, like, I'm not chasing tail anymore. Like, I haven't been chasing tail since I was like 36 when I got married. I stopped. That was it. Game over. I took my bullet and said, "That's it. Here's my card. I retire. I'm done. Take my ID badge. I'm clocking out, boss. I'm going home." And like, it's still the best fucking decision I ever made because I got a real one. You know. But on the other hand, I've got friends that are still out there. Like, well, they're not 50 yet, but in their late 40s that still think they're like fucking 18 and never going to get married, stuff like that. But they're perfectly happy and living a good life, and that's what they want out of life. I think you got to find your even for you. I think you have to find what works for you. And, you know, hey, my wife isn't the perfect person, but she's the perfect fucking person for me. You've got to find that for yourself. Or you've got to find that within yourself too. I'm comfortable with myself. Like, look, I'm a fuck up, right? I fucked up all over the place, all over my life. I'm all right with it because I corrected my mistakes. I grew from, I learned from them. I always was gaining a lesson from them. And even in my worst times, they suck. They're the shittiest parts of life are those bad times. But even the bad times, you're taking something beautiful from them if you do it right. Yeah. Yeah, and that's just it. I think the real thing is you got to find your interest. You got to find what clicks with you and what feels good and feels right to you. And some things just feel right. Sticking a microphone in front of my face, awkward as fuck, right? Painting stuff on a live show where anything can go wrong and has gone wrong. Cue up the original Donkey Kong that I did or the Yeti and just look at that shit and go, yeah, you failed, right? So anything can go wrong. Anything can go good. Everything could go bad. It could go terrible. Look at Friday Night Fuckery that Sheree and I and Stranded always reference. The microphone cut out, what, 15, 20 times, Sheree? Like, Sheree had to sound check me every 5 minutes, basically. Like, oh, your sound's off. Oh, your sound's off. Oh, your sound's off. Like, it was terrible, right? Anything will go wrong, even though the environment didn't change. Nothing had changed that night. But just shit fails sometimes. But it's cool because I learned more. Like when I was first starting out, the reason why the camera's down and pretty much even with Krang right now, and you can see it lit from all sides and it looks all right, is because in the beginning, Bina said, "Hey, why are you got your camera angle up real high?" Like, and I was like, "What do you mean, Bean?" She's like, "I can see down your shirt." I was like, "Oh, that ain't good," and had to adjust the camera angle. Bina made serious suggestions about lighting and everything else, including the background, right? People help you. Take their advice sometimes. Not all of it, but take take the good advice when you need it. Yeah, and you're 100% right, Six. You have to know you. You have to be comfortable with yourself. You're not wrong on that. If you are, and I mean, that's just it. Also, you have to figure out who you are, too. Like, hey, look, maybe you're a fucking villain. If you can see that within yourself that you're a villain and you can accept it, you're all right. You can go forward and be with, and like truly be with somebody else because you at least know who you fucking are at your core. You know, I'm a good guy and I'm a bad guy. I've been I'm both ends of that coin. There's a reason to angel wing and demon wing, right? I know this about myself. Now, do I try to correct that demon wing? And do I also let the little bit of naughty from the demon wing corrupt the angel wing? Yeah, of course. That's that balance. And yeah, you're not wrong either, Smurf. We can do anything if you put your mind to it. Um, well, almost anything, you know. Some shit you just don't ever want to try. Like, that one chick with 100 guys in like a night or whatever. Like you don't ever want to do shit like that. That's fucking yeah, like Rocket League. The only thing with Rocket League is I don't have the patience for it. I think that's the big problem. Yeah, well, and you honestly, Jung isn't wrong in that case because the whole thing is the hardest thing that you can ever do. I'm going to say one of the hardest things you can ever do in your life. I'm not going to say it is the hardest because I can think of many harder things. But one of the most difficult things that you can ever do is sit there and be honest with yourself about your shortcomings. Just not even just as like a man or a woman, but as a human being. You know, you have to recognize them. You have to fucking, you don't have to improve them. You just have to recognize them and accept them. And if you can accept it, that's fine. But if you can't, and it's like, I can't accept this about myself, then you need to fucking change it, or you're going to be stuck in neutral. You're just going to be revving the engine and going nowhere. Don't listen to Beans. Just what you want to do, right? She said, be kind, have fun, all that kind of. Nah, dude. What you need to do is you just pull down your zipper and whip it out and just walk around and just helicopter that bad boy. Like if it swings around like a whammo water whip from the old days, you're golden. You know, like I don't know. It's worked for me. I don't know. Maybe it won't work for you. I don't know. I'm fucking kidding. Be kind and rewind. Yeah, that's just it. I mean, like I said, I look at myself and I know where I fucked up. Everybody knows where oh yeah, I fucked up, right? But you just got to admit it to yourself when it's right. Like you got to accept shit about yourself, and some of that shit is not pretty. Smurfs like helicopter. Holy shit. So, true story, right? About the plane ride from hell is what it was known as, and it's a wrestling thing. But on the plane ride for hell, they got stuck on this tarmac, and all the wrestlers, professional wrestlers for WWE, got drunk, super drunk. Like they went through like 3 carts of alcohol or whatever. And Ric Flair was walking through the plane in nothing but his robe, completely naked underneath. And he would open his robe and helicopter. Like he would do that with his dong. Like he'd helicopter it and like woo, 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 like all over the place. And the one stewardess, he literally like sexually harassed her basically. And the person who stopped him from doing it was Dustin Rhodes. But it was fucked up. Like it's that part of the story is hysterical. He was just walking through the airplane, swinging his schwanz, friggin' helicopter. Well, you can't helicopter the lower half, Beans, and that in those circumstances, you do the top half. You can helicopter those, and if you can't helicopter those, um, then Haktua spit on that thing. I don't know. Yeah, whip it out metaphorically. There you go, Six. And yeah, Steve's right. Not everybody wants to be helicoptered. That's just it. Like there's like I said, that stewardess, like it caused a whole big thing where WWE basically kind of like soft banned Ric Flair for a while from WWE because of that. It was a whole episode. There's a show called Dark Side of the Ring, and they talk about it. It's called The Plane Ride from Hell. You can probably find it on YouTube. You guys, like, I mean, the awesome part is everybody fucking having fun in the chat or what? Even though I'm talking about some fucking like soul touching, soul crushing, deep shit, and then I got to bring in Ric Flair helicopter and a airline stewardess. Yeah, I always say that too. Poor Beans, she deserves better. She got stuck with us, you know, like she chose us to be her friends. She could have gone with nice people. Uh, Beans might be able to twerk. There you go. I mean, even my dog twerks. I should video that with sometime when my wife does that to him. Twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, and his ass just like it's hysterical. What is a woman? Someone who can't helicopter. Fucking Eugene, dude. Eugene, I am so glad you subscribed to me. I'm so glad you watch my fucking content because you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah, on that plane ride from hell, another thing that happened was Kurt Angle, who is an Olympic champion for real, Brock Lesnar was like, I bet you I can take you down. And Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar started wrestling on the airplane and almost opened the fucking emergency exit and went flying out of the airplane because they were wrestling around and it started to shake loose. See, Sheree's got it. You know, like here's the thing, Beans. You know, you can be all prim and proper, right? But you got to have fun too, you know? When's that meet and greet supposed to be for ABL again? I forgot. But you know, you can always go to that and then meet up with some nice people like Shaquille Oatmeal or Bob KMIT or maybe Boom Boom Boomhauer. Yeah, I mean, shit going viral. That's the other thing I fear is one day I'm gonna say some shit on here, somebody's gonna clip it, and then fucking I'm gonna go viral, and that actually terrifies me because I'm just like, oh god, I don't want that. Like I really don't want to go viral ever. What the fuck? I was saying meet nice guys and all that, and you bring it back to a hooker. What kind of shit's that? There was no propositioning of any money changing hands or any of that stuff. I just thought you'd meet a nice person. Damn, like I try to be nice and this is what I get. And then you're laughing after it. You hurt my feelings. Just kidding. I don't have feelings. Well, actually, I do. Just facts don't care about them. Um, what? Who? A married dude? Who's the married dude? Yeah, you did tell me about that, and I wanted the Mike Tyson versus the gorilla thing. 100 Mike Tysons versus the gorilla. That was epic. Um, yeah, but Bob MIT, his wife's dead, so you got a shot there, don't you? Yeah, you told me about the 100,000 versus the 10K gorillas. Yes, you did. Hey, I don't know, Beans. I whatever floats your boat. Like I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm a dude. You're gonna ask me for advice? That's terrible. That's like trying to piss up a crooked stick and not getting and trying not to get wet. Like it's just bad idea. And how do you know Shaquille's gay? Maybe you can change that. What's wrong with old? I'm old. I'm also married. I'm not gay, but 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Chesapeake Bob. Yeah, that's Bob KMIT, dude. I don't. I think Bina needs somebody that's her own age or maybe a year or two younger, to keep up with her. I think that's what Bean's saying. She doesn't want like, oh my bursitis, oh my dentures, oh my saggy ball sack that bounces off my knees. Like I don't think she wants all that. Yeah, dude, Beans, you might be the turning point for Shaquille. Like you might convert one back to the right team. Nah, that's the one thing I know. I honestly, I know that eventually when you do find someone, right? Like I'm gonna be sad on that day, Beans, because one, I won't be able to tease you just like I stopped teasing you about being a hobbit, right? But also because I won't hear from you all that much because you'll all your time will be taken up with your new love interest, so you won't be able to be on the show as much anymore. Nah, we're not trying to hook you up. Like I said, I don't want to lose a friend and a subscriber. Um, but yeah, it was funny because you said something, Beans, the other night. You were like, "Thank you for your service to somebody," and I almost typed in, and I remembered I was like, "Oh, I'm not calling her a hobbit anymore," right? But I almost typed in like I was halfway through typing and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." Beans gets pissed off about me making fun of her height or whatever, and I started to type in, "Thank you, Beans, for your service at the Battle of Mordor." Like it was so close, and I was just like, "Damn," like great joke, and she might laugh, but she might get pissed too. And yeah, six is right. We are. We're just being silly because it is 3 a.m. on the East Coast. That would be 2 o'clock Central. That would be midnight on the West Coast. The dog is yelping because he went out for one piss break during this whole thing. The dog is yelping because he knows once the stream finishes, he gets his puppy cup and then we go to sleep. It may be late night, but it's all night. Stop. We don't think of you that way. You're like our sisters. It's midnight in the desert. You're listening to Art Bell. God, dude. That guy definitely had that voice for radio. You're listening to the Jack Off Hour with DJ Easy Dick on the station that slaps you across your fat ass with a fat dick. God, I missed the old Snoop Dogg album. I'm going to have to listen to it again soon. Yeah, that's just it. I want you to, I really do, Beans. I want you to find like a killer dude that's just everything you want. You're Henry Cavill that isn't Henry Cavill, but close to Henry Cavill that is there's ever been a Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? Oh shit. It's 1 a.m. in Costa Rica? That's not terrible. I mean, that's awesome you're listening to me from Costa Rica. Like how is it down there? Is it nice in the it's like 91 degrees up here in South Kakalaki. I'm guessing it's got to be say probably like 10 to 15 degrees hotter, so like 100 during the day down there. My puppy is telling me it's time. I love my dog. He is too. He's gut checking me right now. He's coming over. He's giving me loves on my hands. I put you on camera, puppy, but I don't think they're ready for that yet. Eugene's like almost heaven. Just Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Oh, Beans, don't be that way. Yeah, you told me about that. What's the story with that, Steve? Like they were out there playing and all of a sudden some coyotes showed up? Hopefully they're all right, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I have one cat out there. I thought he was going to pass for sure. He had something happen to him. I think he had a stroke and gave himself brain damage. I think he's something's wrong with that cat. I can't tell what. It's not rabies or anything crazy like that, but definitely something neurological. Oh, good. That's awesome to hear, Steve, that they're all right. Yeah, I I have some pet owners around my area. Like there, every now and again, we got coyotes down here too. I haven't come across one. Wild boar or more common than coyotes where I'm at. But you do have I do have neighbors that just let their pit bulls run wild, and I always got to check. Like I have cameras around the outside of my house, so I'll look at the cameras before I take the puppy out because I don't want he's a scrapper, and I don't only when it comes to dogs though. And I don't want anything like that happening to him. Like, I don't want to see him in a full blown pit bull fight. You know what I mean? So that's awesome, though. I'm glad the pup's okay. It was just a little injury. Oh, poor puppy. Nail. I mean, that, yeah, that can be bad. But if you treat it fast, it's not terrible. Like, it could have been a lot worse. You know what I mean? That's good. It's just a shame dog got hurt at all. Yeah, yeah. Boar down here, you see one, it could be one or it could be 20 of them coming at you. And like they just dead nuts at you and just no fear at all. Don't give a shit. They'll take you out, they'll take everything around you out. And like I said, with my dog, he'd probably think it was another dog and just immediately throw down. And it just wouldn't be good. And they have a horn too. That's fucking nasty. Yeah, like boar tusks are no joke. Popper, why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Huh? What what's the deal? Why are you wiggling your butt? Crazy puppy. Can you guys hear him? Like I'm just curious. Can you guys actually hear the dog go? Oh shit! A buck almost ran you over. Yeah, I had a full blown buck. I'm driving, and this is back in New Jersey, and a flock of deer ran across the road, and I stopped. I was like, oh shit, that was close. Next thing I know, this buck hit my quarter panel, knocked my entire headlight on the passenger side out of my car, went flipping over the car, like killed itself. Like he ran head on into my shit and just wrecked my car and wrecked himself. I was like, really, dude? I'm not even moving. What the fuck? But yeah, I've had it's crazy because anybody that's been around deer, I'll see them out in my backyard or whatever, and the deer, all you hear is like they make a noise. It sounds like a fucking velociraptor from Jurassic Park when you get too close. Like I guess they're warning the other deer. Man, that shit freaks me out every time. Dear Lord, the what you call it, elk. I honestly wouldn't want to get in a tussle. Like just unarmed and like, oh look, an elk. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. It's like a buffalo. Like buffalo, you'd think, like, oh, that's a big dumb thing, right? No, no, that this shit was just steamroll you, terrify the hell out of you. Like even worse is coming across a bear in the wild. I think with a cat, like a mountain lion or whatever, I'd be scared. But I kind of know how to act because I've been around so many damn cats. A bear, I wouldn't know how to act. I think I'd just shit my pants and fall down and die. Like I wouldn't even have to play dead. I'd already be dead. Like I'd just shit and die. Beans, we all think you're an amazing, hardworking person. We don't think that about you. We're making jokes because, like, honestly, I've said this on the show before. The biggest slut I know is me. And, well, used to be back, 13 years ago before I was married. But, we don't think of you that way anyway. We look at you like you're our sister, like you're our friend. We joke. That's what guys do. We're assholes and we joke. So don't take any offense. We're joking. Smurfs got it in one. A bear? Well, I hope it didn't like poop in his pants. I hope it doesn't like its food with poop in its pants. Perfect. Yeah, and that's just it. You definitely don't want a dog going up against a bear. That's not going to work out well. That doesn't end well for anybody. Hell, that's how most, like where I'm at, that's where most of the alligator attacks come from. Because somebody will be walking their dog, they'll get too close to a pond, and the alligator will go after the dog. And if the dog doesn't run away, of course, the gator gets the dog. But if the dog does run away, a lot of times the owner will, not run fast enough after the dog, and the gator will get the owner. My dog is being off the fucking chain. We're at 3:12 a.m. I think we can call it, guys. I think we can call it a night. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, true story, Steve. About the gator and the dogs. Not lying at all. The last person that was attacked and killed by an alligator in South Carolina was a year or two ago in Hilton Head, and the lady was walking her dog too close to the pond. The gator went after the dog, snapped the leash, and the lady got pulled in, and the gator went after her instead. She didn't drop the leash or anything. She just gator pulled her in. Dog lived, lady didn't. Yeah, terrible story to end on. Um, I probably would have been better off going with the UHF, lesbian space Nazis trapped on the moon, film at 11, something like that. Well, wait, am I talking about Katy Perry and them? No, no, no. That was just a joke. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna call it a wrap. I'm gonna wrap it. Love all you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for just listening for however long, watching the paint job, whatever. I think Krang came out all right. I'm not sure what we're doing next week. If I can get that Superman done, then I'll be doing the surfacer on him, and we'll be painting him. If not, then I'm gonna have to find something else. But I'm definitely cranking for that Superman. I'm not Smurf. Maybe I'll jump on for an hour or two, which will turn into 6 with you. But thank you again, guys. Nothing but love. And thank you all for hitting the like button, all that happy horse shit, and sharing and everything else. And hopefully, eventually, we'll get there. Everybody try and have a good week. I'll be back next week, hopefully with some news, something new to paint, and talking a lot more shit. So, until then, everybody have a good night. Try and enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend, and I'll catch you soon. And just remember, until next time, don't take shit from anyone. Good night, everybody.